Hey guys.
Ew.
We have to worry about the audio and the visual side of things.
Yes.
Wow, we're such content creators.
Woo.
Wow.
Well, it is fully September when you're listening to this.
Yeah.
How's it going, Sophia?
It's going. You know, like I said, I don't do pumpkin spice things.
Yeah, she doesn't do it.
So I'm missing out on I think that fall aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But
let me ask,
I'm
what
excited.
if you're going to cuddle up, it's raining,
Yeah.
it's a fall afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
you're free.
Mm-hmm.
What drink are you going to accompany a cozy read with?
Ooh. If I'm gonna do coffee, like if I really need coffee, I'll probably still do like caramel, because I feel like that's a flavor that does kind of expand throughout all the seasons.
A caramel what?
Probably a hot latte.
Ooh.
If I'm making myself something, or I'll just shout out a coffee shop that I work at here in New York really quick. If you guys are here, we do a kabocha molasses drink, and something about that molasses.
You're not
flavor,
saying kombucha.
Kabocha.
What is a kabocha?
It's a squash. It's a squash.
I learn something new every day.
Right.
Kabocha.
It's like yay big. Well, hold on. It's the size of it's like smaller than a volleyball, I would say. It's usually green on the outside. Similar flavor to pumpkin, but it's not pumpkin.
That's
and
autumn.
we do a molassesy kind of thing. It's so good. So that's
I gotta go try it then.
Yeah. But that's very specific to New York. But y'all should go if you're here. But what I was gonna say, if I don't want caffeine, apple cider. Hot apple cider.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. But I also, that was something I grew up with.
Right.
But just like, okay, if I'm doing night reading.
Yep. Okay.
Apple cider, man. There you go. I know. And that's going to be my October and my November. My Christmas, honestly. Although I do kind of phase into my hot chocolate phase, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
The hot chocolate starts to come out around mid-November, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Now I'm excited for Christmas, man.
I know. We're jumping.
We're jumping. But anyways, what's your favorite way to have pumpkin spice in a drink, though? Do you do coffee? Do you latte? Do you do
you know what? I've actually not, for the first time, I didn't buy a pumpkin spice latte yet from any establishment. So I don't like Starbucks pumpkin spice latte.
Fair.
I do like Dunkin' better. Okay. I would like more of the spices than I would like the pumpkin. I will say that. So I like the nutmeg, the cinnamon. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
But at home, I think I've been doing like a cookie butter iced latte with pumpkin spice cold foam.
That car's excited about.
I'm very excited.
That order.
Thank you.
Man.
So,
wow.
I'm exclusively an iced coffee drinker now.
Yeah. I think something that I just can't vibe with is the pumpkin spice flavor cold. I don't know why.
I get it.
Hot, if you were to hand me if you said, Sophia, if I hadn't told you I didn't like pumpkin spice latte, and you went out and you got me a pumpkin spice latte, I would drink it if it was hot. I mean, I would drink it if it was ice because it would be a gift.
You know what? I get it.
But like, if it was a preference and you were like, which one would you have to? I'd get it hot.
I would drink it hot too.
Yeah.
I don't like it cold often.
Mm-hmm. But I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I get your vibe.
Well, speaking of fall and all of our favorite things, cozy, we want to share with you our fall TBRs. Mm-hmm. And we have categorized them by vibes. So
Love we have vibes. And not just vibes, like we have specific
vibes. We have spoopy. Yeah, you heard it. Spoopy, cozy, and we're going to do a fun one that's a cover that reminds us of fall. So,
yeah.
Sophia.
And I also begged to add a fall fantasy vibe in there, just personally. So, I don't know if you have any listed in there, but I do. So
we're not surprised.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's jump into it. Give me some spoopy books on your TBR.
So, I don't really have that many thrillers on the horizon.
Okay.
For me, it's not a genre I've been super into recently. I don't know why. But a book that I have been looking forward to picking up in the fall is The Institute by Stephen King.
Oh, no.
So, the only book of his that I've read was 11/22/63, and I really enjoyed that. But that was like a historical fiction time travel type book.
Oh, that's fun.
No, nothing whatsoever. And from my understanding, the Institute it's not gory, it's not horror, it's not anything like that, but there is like that sense of like something's going
Eerie.
on. Yeah, something's happening, you know.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I don't really know the plot, which I kind of like, because if it's a little eerie,
fun.
a little spoopy, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. So I'm choosing to just kind of go into that one a little bit blind.
Yeah.
But it'll be another Stephen King, which I think is, I think it'll be really interesting.
Okay.
Just to see, but I will not be reading any
Fair.
of his really, really spoopy stuff. This is spoopy on like an eerie level, which I think I can handle for the late September, October vibes. Mm-hmm. And I've been holding on to it. Like it's been kind of in the background.
That's fair.
The other one that I have down that I have in this category, only because I have no idea if this will count or not, is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio.
No.
It doesn't. Okay.
Not spoopy. More like Dark Academia Whodunit.
Whodunit. Okay. But you don't think it's going to have like that mystery aspect of like what's going on? Dang it.
No, I
Okay.
didn't finish it.
Oh.
Wish I should probably pick it back up, but I'm 75% in.
Okay.
And it's very heavy.
Oh.
But it's fun. It's fun because
Okay.
it's about drama students. So most of the chapters are written like a play.
Yeah.
So it's fast to read and it's
Okay.
fun, but like
Okay.
not spoopy.
We did not compare these lists with each other, obviously, before we dove into this. I don't know. I just feel like the cover, the title.
You should read it, though.
The premise. It was kind of giving me. I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't going to be a thriller.
Put it for October for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, like unless you guys have some really good thrillers to recommend that are just going to be that like fall vibe, like I just have not been in thriller
Yeah,
mood.
I get it.
So that was what I had down
Okay.
for that.
Okay.
But,
I have some
yeah.
spoopy.
Okay.
I also am not a thriller girly. I'm sorry. Horror. I'm not a horror girl. I am a
yeah.
thriller girl.
Right.
But it's got to be a really good one. So I have The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager.
Mm-hmm.
Heard very good things from Miss Haley Pham about Riley Sager.
Yeah.
So I have the book. It was gifted to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting so far. I picked it up just a little bit, but you have other books to read on your TBR and then you just forget it. So that one for sure. I have You, because I know the new season is going to be coming
Yes.
soon.
Oh my
I've never read the
goodness.
book.
Okay.
I have it. I read the first 2 chapters, freaked out because it's all in Joe's voice.
Oh.
And Joe's a creep.
Ooh.
And then First Lie Wins. Have you heard of that one?
I have.
It's a thriller.
Okay.
The font is in bright neon green. You've probably seen it before.
I
heard very good
For
things.
some reason, I thought you meant the inside of the book, like the font.
Oh,
I was like, that's a choice.
it'll keep you interested.
Right.
I don't know if I'll get to all of these, but definitely The House Across the Lake
Okay.
is one I want to touch for sure.
Yeah. I know. Well, you'll have to let me know how that is, because Riley Sager is not an author I've read yet, but I do trust Haley. So
Yes.
if you also enjoy it, I'll probably pick it up.
Yes.
So
Okay.
let me know. Do you want to go into just general? Oh! I totally forgot. I had written down Jane Eyre, and I wrote that. We
right.
talked about this briefly. I hadn't added it until like just recently, but I had a goal of reading 5 classics this year. Mm-hmm. Have not read a classic yet, so at this point, I want to read 1 classic.
That'll be a good
this
one,
year.
though.
And Jane Eyre is kind of spoopy. Like, if you know the premise and like kind of the reveal of the plot with Mr. Rochester, I think that's his name. Anyways, I read the abridged version as a kid, so that's where I'm at with this story.
Okay.
So anyways, I'll just toss that one in there. Definitely
Nice.
not actually spoopy, but
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay.
We got some cozy.
Cozy. I have down a couple different ones that I was just like,
okay.
I think I'm going to categorize them into this, mostly because I just really want to read them. And I was like, where do they fit? So the first one I have is called The Courting of Bristol Keats. And this is Mary E. Pearson's new book that comes out in October or November. And I have the ARC. So I have it early. I may not get
What's it
to
about?
no idea. But the cover is giving fall. I'm gonna be. It's like Victorian society fantasy.
Okay.
So it comes out in the fall. I think that's my thing. I'm like, it's coming out soon. Well, I don't know. I just, something about that book, I think because I have the arc of it, and I also love Dance of Thieves, which is Mary E. Pearson's other series. I really want to get into it.
Great.
So I'm also throwing in my reread of The Hobbit / Lord of the Rings to see how far I'll get.
Yes.
That to me is just the ultimate cozy.
I love it.
Ultimate cozy. I also have, and this is a bit of a random one, I don't even think I've talked to you about, I really want to read All the Young Dudes.
What is this?
So this is the massively popular, probably the most popular fan fiction out there, and it's about the Marauders. So from Harry Potter. So my thought process, right, is it's Harry Potter, which is just ultimate fall, right?
Pause. What's the one with Draco? The dark one. Manacled?
Oh.
That's what I need to read. I need to finish it.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I just remembered.
Yeah, so this is, apparently it's super, super long. It is created a whole fan base among itself in terms of people. Yeah. In terms of people that just, they love the Marauders side
One more
of
time,
Harry
give me
Potter.
the title.
All the Young Dudes.
Oh, I love it.
So it's about, for those who may not know, it's about the 4 guys of Harry Potter that are not, like, are the generation above. So it's James Potter, who's Harry's dad. It's Remus Lupin, Sirius Black, and Peter Pettigrew. And then Severus Snape is in there, Lily Evans, who's obviously Lily Potter. Like, it's basically somebody created, it's like the length of like 3 books or something, so I probably won't get through all of it. But somebody wrote an entire story for them.
Where do you get it?
AO3, probably. I mean, I downloaded it onto my Kindle as a EPUB a while ago.
Oh my gosh.
But I have no idea if I'll get into it, at least how far I'll get. But I think I don't want to reread Harry Potter, but I want the Harry Potter vibes.
Okay.
So that's on there. And if anybody's read it, let me know. But all I know is that it's obviously hyped for a reason, and people absolutely love it. And I think to continue getting into my Harry Potter fall phase, I want to at least try it and see. Because I don't think I'm ready for a Harry Potter reread. That's what I read last year, and I really enjoyed it. And obviously, I will be watching the movies. Clearly.
Of course, I do that every year.
That will be happening. But I was like, this could be a good new Harry Potter thing to enjoy.
Absolutely.
So there we go. What about you?
Great.
Yeah.
Well, now that you mentioned it, I have to continue Harry Potter, and this is the time to do it. I'm on number 5.
Yeah.
So the games just happened.
Goblet of Fire?
Yeah, Goblet of Fire. What's the next one?
Order of
the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Amen. That's the one I need to read. And you know, Harry Potter is cozy. It's cozy.
It is.
I mentioned this in the last episode, the spell shop, about the library and like the little spider plant. That's very cozy fantasy. And then In the Company of Witches.
Yeah, you mentioned that one before, I think.
So I have it. In the Company of Witches is about a girl who is a witch goes to this foster home, and the people who watch the kids knows that the kids are witches, and they want them to have like a little, you know, they want them to have a someone to train them, a teacher, role model.
Okay.
And I really wasn't in the mood to read it because it's found family more than like, it's all very cozy vibes. It's not witchy, Halloweeny.
Okay.
It's not. It's like really wholesome. I think there's a second book out, but that gives cozy to
That's
me.
so cute.
It's very cute.
Aw. I don't think I would recognize, I don't have a picture of like the cover in my head of that, but I do of the other one. You were talking about Spellbook or whatever.
Okay.
Whatever that one's called.
Okay.
So, okay, we've got, so I asked for fall fantasy to be thrown in there. And I totally forgot that I had set as one of my 24 books during 2024, Shadow and Bone. So I've read Six of Crows, the duology, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, but I've never read Shadow and Bone, which is the trilogy that technically is actually before Six of Crows, but you can read them separately.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what I realized? I said the wrong book. I said the wrong book. In the Company of Witches is different than the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Oh, no.
What have you done? What have you done?
The Company of Witches is about a little bed and breakfast. Cozy Gilmore Girls. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
That's embarrassing.
Oh boy. That's
Sorry,
okay.
go ahead. Fall
Love,
fantasy.
That's the problem with TBRs. Is it's like, what is this book about I want to read?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
And I don't have it with me, so
That's okay.
in my hand. Okay, go.
I
ahead.
forgive.
You're the best.
Shadow and Bone, yeah. So I want to get into that. It's a trilogy. They're YA. I'm already familiar with the world. I've seen the show. I just want to read it. It's definitely giving fall fantasy vibes. Like, I've been kind of waiting to read it. I wanted to pick it. I had a sort of a moment in time in the summer where I was like, do I pick it up? And I was like, nah, I'm going to wait till the fall. So that's definitely up there. And then I also kind of want to read, it's called Pure and Nessie. And it's a fantasy, it's only yay big. It's like maybe 200 pages or whatever. I think you'd recognize the cover if you look it up. And I think it's going to be one of those books where it's like, I may like it, or it may just go way over my head. And it's basically from like what I understand, it's a fantasy where it's this guy and he's stuck in a house with like multiple, there's either visions, there's something about an ocean, there's something, it's like, it's very, I think, I think it's more no plot, just vibes.
Okay.
Type fantasy, from what I understand.
Love.
But I got it in a blind book, like, you know when you can purchase those books that are like, they're covered, but it has a description on it? You know those?
Yeah.
So that's what I ended up getting when I did one of those, and I had heard of it already, but I was like, okay, well, now I own it. Now let me see. So I think it could be the vibes.
Okay.
For fall, where it's vibes and no plot, from my understanding.
Love.
So
Okay.
there you go. Those are my fall fantasy.
I'm not even going to say the title because you guys already know what fantasy I'm going to be reading this fall. I don't even need to say it. You guys know me. Mm-hmm. You know me by now. All right.
Hilarious.
Yep.
Hilarious. Fall vibes.
Yeah. Covers that remind us of fall.
Yeah.
Fall vibes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't own it, but I think I would like to for the fall. It's called You Again.
Yes.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And apparently it's like a reverse When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. I think a guy and a girl are
and it's
seeing...
like leaves on the cover. They're like in a cardigan. Like, it's so fall vibes on the cover.
It's very cozy.
Yeah. So that's one that, because, I mean, clearly I don't have a rom-com on this list yet.
Yeah. That's all right.
That's just how it goes for me. And I was like, if I'm going to read any sort of like fall romance book, I think that's the one that I would gravitate towards. That seems to definitely be fall vibes.
Yeah.
So that's what I was feeling.
Nice.
For the fall vibes. I
Okay.
don't know. What about you?
I have a few
Okay.
covers. 7 Year Slip cover just reminds me of fall.
Yeah.
It's yellow. Mm-hmm. There's leaves on it. I think it takes place in the summer-ish, though. But the cover just reminds me of it.
Yeah.
And it's cozy. Mm-hmm. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This is the one I'm talking about.
Hilarious.
It's blue. Mm-hmm. It has a girl on a broom and a house. That's the correct story.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then What the River Knows.
Yes.
It just gives me fall,
Yeah.
warm, but I never finished it. So that's definitely going on my fall TBR
That
coming
cover
up.
is gorgeous.
I love that one.
And also with a little sequel on the horizon.
Yes.
You know.
Sophia's excited.
I very much am.
Yeah.
I think, fall, we do these kind of seasonal TBRs. We did our spring. Did we do one for the winter? I think way back when, like last year?
No.
I don't think we did.
So.
I think we did a spring.
We're going to do that this year, though.
Yeah. Oh, just you wait. We did a spring. We did a summer. Now we're doing our fall. Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting to look back and listen to those episodes and see how well we did.
Oh, I know. Probably bad.
Probably bad. But that's the fun thing about TBRs is like, we have these books on the front of our mind. If we get to them, great. If not, like, who are we? We're not beholden to anybody. It's just like, these are the books we'd like to get to. But also being mood readers, like, I think maybe for you, there might come a time where you're like, I really want to pick up Queen of Shadows again, like, or you might want to pick back up. I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that there
I gotta do that.
Right,
that's the one. See,
did you notice how I kind of put that back on your mind? Anyways,
you did.
But I think that's the other thing is like creating TBRs is great, and I love it because it does give like goals. But also, don't be surprised if we end up just mood reading some things.
Yeah.
And I think that's also like what makes reading fun, right? Like, TBRs are great, but feel free to read what you want to read, you know.
Fall ends. When does fall end?
Good question.
I think it's December, right? Here, check.
That is a good...
When is the first day of winter? Because I feel like fall starts September 22nd, which is coming up.
Yeah.
Even though it started in my head. Boba?
First day.
Not today.
Winter. Yeah, Boba has just become a study guest on this podcast. December 21st, which is just wild. That's because it
What
goes
did you
through,
say, December 21st?
Because it goes through March 20th. So
no,
incorrect.
Not in my head.
Absolutely not. But, you know, who decides this anyways? Like, who decides?
I don't know.
Somebody
if you
let us
guys know who the calendar maker is, it must be weather people.
I will fight them.
I know it snows and is very cold until March, but like I don't count December as fall.
Absolutely not.
It's September, October, November.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, and the thing is, I start celebrating Christmas in November, but I know it's still fall. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
last year, I put up my tree November 1st.
Absolutely.
Because
why
not?
Because as soon as Halloween's over, it's still fall, but you begin the Christmas celebration. And then you take a week off for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You go back in your fall vibes, and then Christmas is...
That's what I'm saying.
Full force ahead.
Exactly.
And I will fight anybody that tells me to wait to celebrate Christmas until after Thanksgiving.
Oh, no. Also, in New York, like on the East Coast...
Are you kidding?
The sun goes away.
Yeah.
Faster.
And especially in New York, bro.
We need light.
The Christmas vibes start
amazing.
popping. The second the tree is up, the Rockettes are performing, the lights are everywhere. It is Christmas.
Yeah.
It is Christmas.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is my favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
Favorite.
I love that we're talking about fall, but like it's coming. It's on the horizon.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else to add to the book vibes before we get into some questions?
Let's do some questions.
Let's do it. All right. Go for it.
Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah.
That was nice.
It's a long one.
I was going to say. I was like, where are we going with this? We have 2 questions from Bestie Kara. Kara Dale. So I would say, let's start with, okay, we're going to start with this one. Favorite book to movie adaptation. And I saw this question and I was like, this could be a whole episode in itself, to be honest. Favorite book to movie adaptation.
Harry Potter.
Yeah?
Harry Potter's gotta be up there.
I have to go with Lord of the Rings.
That's a good one, too.
Not The Hobbit. I love the Hobbit movies, but they're not the best book to movie adaptation. They take so many liberties. Do I love the liberties that they took? Yeah. But I can't say it's the best book to movie adaptation. Right. But I am telling you that the trilogy that Peter Jackson created it may not be 100% faithful. Maybe he cut out a couple things, whatever. But I will fight anybody that says that it is not probably the one of the best adaptations.
Yeah.
It's so well done. And one of my other favorite things about it that I will forever rant about is Howard Shore, who composed the music. He worked alongside Peter Jackson the entire filmmaking process.
Wow.
And he wrote the music basically based off the books.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And like so for example, all of that stuff that is like when the elves are singing, for example, like in the background of things. Yeah. That's not gibberish. They're singing like the songs and the poems that Tolkien wrote. Like, so even the level of detail that is put into those movies with the music, with the story, with the acting, with the choices that were made, the costuming, the visuals, like I think truly, like for me, that'll always be a number one. Yeah. There's some other great ones.
I'm glad they did it justice because it could have gone the other way.
It really
and
could
let
have.
me say, I'm glad that they made the movies in the time that they did. Yes. If they did it in 2024, I'm not so sure. I think they would overdo it.
Absolutely. Which is the problem with The Hobbit was when The Hobbit was made, there was so CGI was everything. Mm-hmm. And so again, like I love the Hobbit movies, but they're more of a guilty pleasure watch for me. And I completely understand people's kind of critiques of it. Yeah. So, that's my thing there. But yeah, Lord of the Rings in terms of book to movie. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. Mm-hmm. Absolutely incredible. Okay. We also have, I think this is such an interesting way to phrase this. Biggest bandwagon regret, books or otherwise. So I'm taking this in terms of like hopping on the bandwagon.
Like a trend?
Yeah. I have mine.
For a book, I'm trying to think.
I have my book one, for sure.
Okay, you go first.
getting into Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. And reading Iron Flame, like, the day it came out, just because, like, I felt like I should.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I'm going to read the third book. I haven't even thought about Fourth Wing recently. I'm so sorry.
Ooh.
But actually, I'm not that sorry, to be honest. It's just, I feel like I hopped on it. I was like, Fourth Wing is what's happening right now. Oh my God. And like literally, I spent the $15 on the Kindle version the day that Iron Flame came out.
Yeah.
And read it immediately. And then I was like, why
she
did
was
I do that?
texting me. She was like,
yeah.
I can't. It's just hard.
It was, yeah. So that's for sure my book one. 100%. Yeah.
Hold. I mean, I didn't even finish reading it. I didn't DNF it. But I should have just waited until I was ready to read it than to buy it. I have Powerless on my shelf.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think part of it was I regret it because I didn't jump in to read it right away. But I don't regret it because this is her debut novel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
writers should, she worked really hard on it. So I'm like, you know what? This is for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I'm trying to think of like a non-book related thing just because I think it'd be really funny to like dig into like our personal lives.
Oh, I'll give you one.
Go for it.
I buy everything through influencers on TikTok. I'm not even going to lie. So
Dang.
I bought this lip stain.
Okay.
Where it came in like these neon colors. You put it on, you let it dry, and then you peel it off.
You bought one of those?
I bought a
Hilarious.
pack of 10. And I have it, and I used it like 4 times. Now, it was $7, but
okay.
Why did I do that? Because now I will say I'm kind of like a lippy addict, so I have a lot, but I've never touched those.
Wow.
Dark. Okay.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
I think, as silly as it sounds, like the side part, I used to do, I don't know, like, and maybe you could say that I jumped on the bandwagon in terms of like the middle part because everybody is now doing middle, but I feel like it suits me so much better.
Yeah.
And I don't regret, I don't think I will ever regret the middle part. And I think if the side part comes back, which it will inevitably, fashion, I've decided I will be sticking to my middle part.
That is so funny.
But I look back at pictures of me with my side part and I'm like, what were you doing, girl? Because and again, maybe it was just, I personally feel so much more confident in a middle part.
I think it frames your face better.
Oh, I think so.
When I do, okay, let's be honest, my face is round. And if I do a middle part, I look like a plate. So
I don't agree. But
Sophia. Okay. Anyway, so when I have slicked my hair back through the middle part.
Yeah.
But when I put my hair on a side part, that actually frames my face better. So.
Gotcha. Well, another one? Cold shoulder tops. Like in the winter when you would wear like cold shoulder.
What are you saying?
It was like such a fashion thing.
What is cold shoulder?
So clothes where it was like long sleeve, but the shoulder was cut out. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
That's what I wore on my first date with Isaiah.
Yeah.
LMAO.
Hilarious. Like this. This was everywhere.
Okay, but you're kind of killing that. I'm not going to lie. No, that's cute.
2018, Sophia. She thought she was everything.
I love it. Okay.
But I think I had so many tops that were, this one right here was one of my favorites. I have a blue one. I wore that all the time.
Okay.
I just don't think it was a look, which is fine.
It was.
I love that I'm giving like fashion ones right now as if
it was trendy.
Look at that. Like, look at her.
But
full shoulder out.
It was the time.
It really was.
Well, guys.
But anyways.
We appreciate your support. And
we'll be back.
Yes.
Again, feel free to keep up with us on the socials. Ask us anything. Tell us what you're reading.
Yeah, please.
We want to know. Hopefully your fall is going well. You're enjoying all the pumpkin spice lattes.
Yes, please.
Or apple cider.
Oh, yum.
All the fun stuff.
Well, we'll be back.
Yep.
In October. Spoopy season in full swing.
Here we go.
Here it is.
All right, you guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.